Well, you're all welcome to wander around the lawn and have ice creams and cups of tea and coffee to look at the most amazing Bugatti collection over there. Also, of course, because it's Supercar Day, this wonderful collection of amazing supercars we have coming from. We've got, about to come up, 22 cars with a total value of over £10 million. With a combined horsepower of over 12,000 horsepower. Coming on stage with me right now. And with me joining on stage is your very own Wilton House supercar specialist who's been around this show for much longer than I have, Tony Hetherington, with a little trick up your sleeve, Tony.
I have today. You may have seen us in the past. We've done the rev off, we've wandered around and we've seen everybody quite how loud the car's going to be. Slightly different today. We're going to have them up here on the ramp. We're going to see quite how loud they are. Give you a chance to rev them.
And to start off the show, who else but Lord Pembroke himself in his most wonderful Bugatti Veyron. Here you have 1,000 horsepower. This is just one of 450. The Bugatti collection out on the West Lawn is all about the fact of celebrating 10 years of producing these amazing Veyron cars. They're only going to make 450 of them. They've all been built, and Lord Pembroke's car is what's number 141. Is it, Lord Pembroke?
Oh, that's my daughter.
Your chassis is number 141 of 450 that will ever be made.
It is. It's number 141 and UK car number 34.
Now, this was your first real supercar. What was the previous car you owned before you Bugatti Veyron?
One of my favourite cars, and still one of my favourites, the Nissan Skyline GTR R34 V-Spec 2.
So that's quite a jump, though. At least you've gone from four-wheel drive to four-wheel drive.
Yeah, well, something's got to make up for lack of driving skill.
So what is it? How often do you get out and about in this amazing machine?
To be honest, the car is sensational, but UK roads are pretty terrible for it. So once or twice a year I might take it to Germany where they build proper roads.
Now we've got a little noise meter test today. Is this Veyron going to be, but it's turbocharged, supercharged. Which is it?
We noticed there's a few problems about which is which, but this car has a quad turbo, 16-cylinder, 8-litre quad turbo. Traditionally, turbos don't have the best sound, but I might have fiddled with the exhaust a bit on this one.
Right, well, let's set the ball rolling then. We've got Tony. Tony, is this a car of your dreams as well?
Oh, very much so. In fact, I've been lucky enough to go out in the car with Lord Pembroke, and what an amazing experience that was.
Well, give it some. Let's set the rev meter going.
Well, yeah, this is going to be the official distance. It's going to be 1 Tony pace away from the back of the car, so everything's consistent. There we go, 1 Tony pace. And Lord Pembroke, if you'd like to rev it, and we'll see how loud.
It's a bit growly.
That sounds lovely, doesn't it? What a great first car.
What's it scored?
The number, 111 decibels. That's a great first mark.
I'll write that down. I've got a young passenger here. You're going to say anything? What do you think of the show so far? Say hello, everyone. We've just got hello. Well, thank you very much. That's our first supercar. What better than Bugatti Veyron with Lord Pembroke behind the wheel? And 111 decibels. What do you get?
111 decibels, yes.
Right now, from a huge supercar to one of the smallest supercars here, the lovely little Noble M12. This is a car that I discovered driving on 5th gear. It's got the most sublime handling, even if it's not got the most exotic engine, because in the back of this is what, Tony?
It's a V6, I believe, 3.5 litre V6 turbocharged. New testing, that's good.
Behind the wheel is Andrew. Andrew, this is your loving joy, this machine?
Yeah, it is. I've had it from you for 11 years now. Found another car that I prefer.
Do you get it to go on track days? Sort of track special car that people think, or is it more road for you?
It has been track a lot. It's been resprayed. Kind of makes me not want to take it back on track, but the best place to enjoy this is on track. It's
And reliable? I mean, I always worry about rumours, how has yours been fully reliable?
It's fully reliable apart from when you start modifying it, and then sometimes you start to get a bit
So you up the power on this?
Yeah, it's 433, but it's quite low comparison to some are 600, 700 horsepower these days.
Well, I mean, what does it sound? We've got a noise meeting. We hear what it sounds like. Give us some revs.
Go on, give it a bit more. 107 decibels. So Lord Pembroke still in the lead with that one.
Thank you very much. The Noble M12, an absolutely beautifully handled car. Sadly, they don't make them anymore, but there is an amazing Noble M600, which is an incredible thing. But now, look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, we go from the modern Veyron to the most iconic perhaps of all 90s. What year? 80s or 90s, the F40?
87.
Ferrari F40. Now this was actually homologated to go racing. The only reason Ferrari made these cars is in those days you had to build them in order to race them at Le Mans. So it's very much a stripped out space frame car, no luxuries, twin turbo engine in the back, 3-litre V8 turbo, and behind the wheel, Andrew, you've stolen this, or is it yours?
I think it's mine. Nobody's been chasing me for it, so I think it was the Veyron car.
How long have you owned it for?
Since 2002, so 14 years.
Ah, it's worth a little bit more, I believe, than when you bought it.
It's appreciated a little bit, yes. Turned out to be reasonable this one.
So have you been tempted to sell it, or is this something you're going to hold on to forever?
I will only sell it when I can't get into it. So hopefully that'll be a while.
And what about the driving experience on the road? It's a very stiff machine, isn't it, on the public roads?
It is. It's very bumpy. It's a real bone shaker. But you know, buy these cars for that. It's the performance. It's all about performance.
Now we're about to test the noise you produce, but there were two different exhaust systems on this you could have. Which one have you got?
Now I've got the standard exhaust system on, because if you have the noisy exhaust system on, when they go on it.
Well, that's good. One of your dream cars, so this one, is this yours?
Oh, isn't it glorious? I really think I've got pride of place standing behind this Ferrari F40 while it's going to rev. I'm a really lucky boy here.
Definitely the loudest.
Oh. I felt all of that. I don't know if everybody saw that. I'm really glad I wore a white shirt today.
Look, you're in charge of noise. Did you do your health and safety briefing about young children to be able to put their fingers in their ears?
Is, shouldn't I?
And the decibel was?
The number was 106 decibels.
Wow, I had no idea.
So it might not be as noisy. Yeah. I've got to tell you, it felt and sounded great back there.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Ferrari F40. But now from Italian style and beauty to Aston Martin, James Bond territory, the DBS. Here the 6-litre V12, 510 horsepower. What do you reckon, Tony? A Ferrari man or an Aston Martin man?
Oh, it's that very old Ferrari and I'm this very new Aston Martin. Doesn't it look glorious?
Well, a very different colour. This is quite an unusual colour, isn't it, Steve, isn't it?
Unfortunately, I was colourblind when I bought it.
I like it. Oh, well, he doesn't like the colour of his own car.
I think it looks great here. It looks beautiful.
Hands up who thinks this car looks stunningly beautiful. And hands up who thinks he got the wrong colour. No, don't worry. There's not many people that agree with you. So is this your everyday machine or just a weekend special?
I've got 4 actually.
You've really pissed everybody off now. That was not the right thing to say in front of all these people.
They can be willing this to be really low.
Should we ignore him now?
92 decibels.
What are the other Astons then?
A V12 Vanquish Roadster, same company. A Vanquish.
You seem slightly transfixed on Aston Martin. Anything else at all? A Morris 1000 in the garage?
There's a Bentley GT convertible and the Range as well.
The Range. Now that's not a thing you cook on, by the way, to trendy people. The Range Rover, obviously. Anyway, let's hear some V12 noise and see what decibels we can get.
Oh, that did sound good from back here. 108 decibels. That's a very unique sound, a very different sound to a lot of the other engines.
Stephen, thank you very much indeed. Let's get a beautifully coloured DBS.
Now, interestingly, of course, the next one, very similar car, but it's got a very different exhaust system on it, I believe.
Well, what's this then? This is the DBS Volante, which is the posh word for soft top, convertible. Don't use the word convertible, that's too much of a word. So same V12 engine, same, 510 horsepower, same stunning looks, but with the top taken off.